Found a dropping this morning? It is never just one mouse. I'm Hank, and I'm handing you 8 natural weapons under $30 that clear every rodent out for good. No poison, no traps. But first, hear what happened to 3 families who ignored that first dropping.
Every night while you sleep, your kitchen comes alive. Not one mouse, not 2, hundreds, right now in homes exactly like yours, feasting on every surface in complete darkness while you sleep upstairs, and you have absolutely no idea. Case file 4892, Columbus, Ohio, December 23, 2019. Sarah Hoffman was pulling out her Christmas cookie trays when she smelled something she couldn't explain. Not food, not candles, something animal, something wrong. When she opened the cabinet under the kitchen sink, she counted 47 mouse droppings before she stopped counting. 47 droppings, one night, one cabinet. Her husband, Mark, pulled out the refrigerator. Behind it, chewed electrical wiring, a nest built from shredded insulation and strips of Christmas wrapping paper the mice had pulled from under the tree. One female mouse produces up to 60 offspring every year, and those offspring reach breeding age in just 6 weeks. That one mouse had been in their home since October. 10 weeks, breeding silently inside their walls. The exterminator found 23 mice living inside the Hoffman home. And here is the fact that turns this from a pest problem into a health emergency. Mouse droppings carry hantavirus, a disease with no cure, fatal in 38% of cases, transmitted simply by breathing air near contaminated droppings. Sarah's children had been eating breakfast at that kitchen table every morning for 10 weeks. She did not cook Christmas dinner that year. Here is what Sarah wishes she had known before October. Mice have an extraordinarily powerful sense of smell, and peppermint oil is so overwhelming to their nervous system, they will physically refuse to enter any space where it is present. Soak cotton balls in 100% pure peppermint oil. Place them inside every cabinet, behind every appliance, along every baseboard. Replace every 2 weeks. Mice will not cross this barrier. Then seal every entry point. Mice squeeze through a gap the size of a dime. Steel wool packed into every pipe gap, every crack, every hole in your foundation stops them completely. They cannot chew through it. Now, Sarah Hoffman puts fresh peppermint cotton balls under every sink in her house every 2 weeks without fail. Have you ever found a mouse dropping in your kitchen? What pest nightmare have you dealt with in your home? Tell us what happened. Comment below.
Peppermint and steel mice, $15, done. But before you feel safe, hear what someone heard at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Because sometimes it isn't a mouse, it's something that chews through concrete.
Case file 7241, Portland, Oregon, March 8, 2021. Marcus Webb heard it at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. Not scratching, not scurrying, something heavier, something slower, something that stopped and seemed to listen back. Marcus checked the basement, found nothing, went back to bed. 3 nights later, he came downstairs to find his cereal box torn open from the bottom, grain scattered across the entire counter. The hole was too large for a mouse, the teeth marks too deep. Norway rats, the most common rat in America, grow up to 18 inches long. They chew through lead pipes, concrete, electrical wiring. Their teeth exert 12 tons of pressure per square inch. Behind the stove, a hole in the drywall the size of a baseball, gnawed perfectly round, the entry point. The exterminator went under the house and found a rat colony living in the crawl space. 12 adult rats, with a burrow system running under the entire length of the kitchen floor. Rats carry the bubonic plague, typhus, rat bite fever, leptospirosis, all transmissible to humans through droppings, urine, bites, and contaminated surfaces. 12 rats living beneath his kitchen floor for an estimated 6 weeks. Marcus Webb stood in that kitchen and thought about every meal his family had cooked. His daughter had dropped a piece of toast on that floor 2 days earlier, picked it up, and ate it while he watched and said nothing. Because he didn't know yet. Rats are not mice. They are stronger, smarter, more aggressive, and they require a different approach. Ammonia. Rats associate the sharp smell of ammonia with the urine of predators. Place bowls of undiluted ammonia near known entry points and along baseboards. They will not cross it. Seal every entry point with a combination of steel wool, caulk, and cayenne pepper packed tightly together. Rats can chew through steel wool alone given time, but the cayenne creates a burning deterrent that makes them stop and turn back. Peppermint and eucalyptus oil-soaked rags placed in crawl spaces, basements, and under porches overwhelm a rat's senses and signal danger. Rats are cautious animals. If a space smells like threat, they relocate. Critical safety warning. If you discover rat activity, do not sweep or vacuum droppings. This aerosolizes the bacteria and makes it airborne. Use a bleach solution, 1 part bleach to 10 parts water, applied with gloves and a mask. Never dry sweep, ever. Marcus Webb sealed every entry point under his house within 48 hours of the exterminator leaving. He checks the crawl space every single month. Case file 11573, Austin, Texas, February 14, 2023. Ryan and Jessica Torres thought the scratching sound coming through the baby monitor was interference. It wasn't. Ryan pressed his ear against the nursery wall at 2 a.m. and heard something that made him physically ill. Scratching, gnawing, movement. Inside the wall cavity, 6 inches from his 4-month-old daughter's head. A gap the size of a quarter. That was all it took. Mouse urine is completely invisible to the naked eye. It can only be detected under UV light, and it carries leptospirosis and lymphocytic choriomeningitis virus, a disease that causes viral meningitis, particularly dangerous to infants and pregnant women. When the remediation team swept that nursery floor with a UV flashlight, the floor glowed. Mouse urine, carrying meningitis-linked virus. On the floor, their 4-month-old daughter had been crawling on for 3 weeks. Ryan Torres could not look at that room the same way for a very long time. The first thing every homeowner needs, especially parents, is a UV flashlight. It's under $20 and reveals mouse urine, contamination, and activity completely invisible in normal light. Sweep every room, every cabinet, every baseboard, every floor your children crawl on. Bay leaves placed along every baseboard and in every room corner. Mice avoid bay leaf with the same intensity as peppermint. Safe around children and pets. Completely natural. Seal every gap, every crack, every baseboard separation. A mouse needs only a 1/4 inch. Caulk every single one you find. In every room, especially nurseries and children's bedrooms. White vinegar sprayed along baseboards and under furniture creates an acidic scent trail that disrupts and erases the pheromone highways mice use to navigate your home. Erase their trail, and they lose their map. That's 4 weapons, under $25. Ryan Torres checks every baseboard in his home with a UV light every month. He has not found a single trace since. Sarah, Marcus, Ryan, and Jessica. All victims that knew none of this before the rodents arrived. But now you do.
8 weapons, $30. Seal the gaps, lay the barriers, sweep that UV light once a month, and the rodents move next door. That's the Hank guarantee. 4 more tricks in the next one, including the pantry system that starves them out overnight. Subscribe. And if you found that dropping this morning, don't wait. They're already there.